accounting online. I wanted to tell you about some of the best advice I received about teaching online, and it's worked for me. I took a class quite a few years ago in how to teach online, and one of the little pieces of information that stuck with me is that if students feel that they belong, they're more likely to participate and be successful. So I have a strategy of creating community where they feel like they are with the group and we will notice if they're not. And we do. So, the best advice I received from this course is students need to feel they belong, and my strategy is to create community. So how do I do that? Mainly, I do it through discussion board. I require that students participate in the discussion board, and it's not just suggested, it's part of their grade. I let them know that. At first, students think it's a little hokey, but it works. They have to participate at least 16 times during the semester, so that's about 1.5 times a week. The benefit is that a student can post a question at 2 in the morning about a particular homework problem. How did you get 300 for the answer to that homework problem? And by 10 o'clock the next morning, another student may supply an answer. So they get immediate feedback. I jump in and always provide an answer eventually. I sometimes don't initially. I might say, does someone want to try to answer that question? And once an answer is posted, I will respond and say, perfect answer, thank you, Jacob, or whoever did it, just so the students know I'm there. I didn't go away. So that's one of my tactics, and they do earn points for their participation. Another tactic is I require them at the beginning of the semester to post a little student bio about themselves. And of course I want them to read other people's student bios, so I require them to respond to other students' bios. And they hate that at first, but you can't imagine the number of postings I get in that forum. Tons of postings, and people say, God, I worked for that company too, or really, you traveled there when you were a child? Just a lot of conversation. Now some of these students don't do their homework, but they do post in the bio. Email. I do not answer content questions by email. If a student posts sends me an email, I'll respond, say that's an excellent question. Please post that question to the discussion board so other students can see it. A lot of you are nodding your heads. You know that tactic. I do respond to emails if it's a personal question that involves only that one student. Another part of the discussion board that I have tried, and it's sort of successful but not great, is what's called the accounting cafe, where students can post information about anything related to accounting, something they saw in the newspaper or colleges that they're looking into. I've started posting accounting jokes there just to get some feedback, but that hasn't worked really well. Something else I have tried, but I'm not using it anymore, is setting students into groups and suggesting that they contact the other people in this group to work on their project. That didn't work very well. So, I've tried things that haven't worked, but I've also tried things that have worked. Face-to-face. I do meet with my students 5 times during the semester. And every time I do, I give them time to talk to the person next to them. I say, you're going to see these people online. I want you to recognize what their face is. I want you to have somebody to say hello to when you come back next time. So I do encourage that. And that's worked for me. So those are my messages. I can show you a little bit of the discussion board if you want to see. I also use Course Compass, which is what Mindy uses. think I'll show last fall's Accounting 1A class. This is last fall's class, so that's why we didn't have any announcements showing. But I think I might have a fuller discussion board here. I use publisher-provided course management system for the same reason Mindy does. The content is all there. And when I started teaching online, I decided that if there was a problem with a link, I didn't want to have two different course management systems to have to talk to each other, because I knew tech support from one system would point their finger at tech support from the other system. So I just wanted I wanted to deal with one tech support company. So let's see. This is where students post their student bios. And I'm going to sort it. So I started out by posting my bio, and a lot of students responded. Chris Constantine was in my class last semester.
Yeah, he dropped out of my class.
He finished mine, yeah. And you can see Carly Cat posted her bio, and it looked like 8 or 10 people responded. Francesco Ventura posted a bio. The postings that are in bold, I have not read, so that's why you see some of them in bold. The ones that are not bolded, I have read, and I didn't read everybody's responses, but you can see I did respond to most students. I responded here. You can see my response to Jessica. It's just kind of a little. My name is Jessica. I'm currently an intern at Yahoo. Ooh, cool. Okay. So that's the type of thing we see in the student bios. If we go to one of the other forums on the discussion board, I have the rest of the discussion board organized by chapter. So if I go to, say, the Chapter 2 forum, click, and again I'm going to sort it in the order the postings were entered. Later I resorted it by author, because at the end of the semester I count up the number of postings by each student, and I do that by sorting it by author. So I have some frequently asked questions at the beginning of the forum, and then let's see. Okay, so here's someone asked about homework problem E2-20. Oh, I don't want to show you that one. There was an error in the textbook. Okay, I'm going to show you a different one. But this is also, there are textbook errors always, and so this is where we can notify students about them. Here we go. So, homework problem P2-39B. I'm going to check these boxes so I can see each of those 3 postings. So Christina asks something about the homework problem. At first I thought this was not a transaction, Another student jumped in and answered her question. And I jumped in after that and said, Nora's correct. Thanks for the question, Christina, and the response, Nora. So it makes us feel that we are part of a group.